Welcome back, everyone. In this video for International Marketing Management, we're going to be talking about social media marketing. In our last video, we talked about design to value across the 7 Ps. Social media marketing is primarily used for the promotion P. And since it's my specialty area, I wanted to take time to make a video for you just on this topic. What are social media? Well, social media are the online means of communication, conveyance, collaboration, and cultivation among interconnected and interdependent networks of people, communities, and organizations enhanced by technological capabilities and mobility. Well, that's a pretty detailed definition. So really the most important thing that you need to remember about understanding what are social media is that it is any media that is digital and that enables participation among nodes on the network. If those things are present, then it is social media. And there are some who say that all media will be social media within the next 5 years. We're actually already quite a way along that road already. If you Google social media landscape and look at the images that appear, you will see hundreds of images in which authors and professors have attempted to visually depict the landscape of social media. If you look more deeply at these, especially some like the Prism, the Starfish, the Conversation Starter by Brian Solis, you will see that they combine a lot of things. They talk about blogging, or they might talk about Facebook or WhatsApp or Instagram. They might talk about ads or community. Everything is really mixed up and jumbled and incredibly detailed. When I first started writing my books about social media marketing, I needed to have a better way to organize the landscape of social media so that I could write about it in an organized fashion. So one thing that I realized is that it really takes 2 diagrams to depict the social media landscape. And that's because what was happening with these other images and graphics about social media is that they were mixing up things. They were mixing up behaviors and actions with channels and organizations and goals. And we needed to have a better structure with which to understand social media. So the first diagram that I created is the social media value chain. And you can see here that these 4 levels are important for our organization of social media. The first level is infrastructure. This means that social media exists because of the internet. It exists within the framework of the internet. So the internet is our infrastructure. Anything that is possible using the internet is possible in social media. And as our capabilities with the internet and the web expand, so do what is possible with social media. The second level are the channels or hosts that exist in social media. Just as television has channels in the form of the broadcast stations that we watch, just as radio has channels, just as the realm of magazines has specific vehicles, so too we have social media channels. And so these would be the specific brand networks that we are able to use both as individuals and as businesses in social media. Facebook is a channel, Twitter is a channel, WhatsApp is a channel, and so on. The third level is supporting software. Supporting software helps us to do or create content that we use in the social media channels and help us to participate in social media, but they in and of themselves are not social media. For instance, I frequently use a social bookmarking site called Diigo, D-I-I-G-O. Diigo is a supporting software that allows me to curate online content that I can then share with my network. The software itself is not social media, but it allows me to create content that is good for social media. And finally, the devices that we use. People participate differently based on the device that they're using, and many people have multiple devices. You might use your phone, a tablet, a laptop, a desktop, and even your television, or maybe even your car, throughout the day to engage in various social media activities. So the devices themselves are not social, but they are socially enabled, and we need to remember that they affect how people participate. So these are the 4 levels to the social media landscape, and we first have to understand these levels before we can talk about the social media landscape itself. Now that we know the infrastructure and the framework for social media, we can talk about the zones of social media. And the 4 zones of social media is something that I created to help me organize what is possible in the realm of social media and what brands can do when they are using social media marketing. I first created these zones of social media back in 2008, and even though my book is now in its 2nd edition, these zones have held very well. Of course, there is some overlap with the zones, as there oftentimes is whenever we try to have a simple categorization of a complex field, but they really work for categorizing the types of activities and the things that we do with social media. The first zone is the zone of social community. Social community is the zone of social media in which we share and socialize and converse with each other. Social community is really why social media began. Back in the very early days of social media, when it was primarily Facebook and Second Life, that's what people were doing. They wanted an online area where they could participate in community. And so forums and message boards and the basics of social networks all fit into this social community. The second zone is the zone of social publishing, and this is the zone that is most like the publishing and broadcast world in our non-digital world, in that it's the area where people can publish user-generated content, publish their own photos and videos and recipes and stories and poems and all of those kinds of things. And it also includes editorial and commercial publishing, things that are what we call branded content or what we call editorial content. The third zone is the zone of social entertainment. And just like it sounds, this is the area that people use for entertainment purposes. And just like the entertainment industry in the offline world, it includes games and music and art and even sport. And the last zone of social media is social commerce. This is the zone where transactions take place. Anything that is e-commerce but socially enabled fits into social commerce. And it also includes reviews and ratings, really any type of social media activity that influences the customer's buying process. And thus far, it's been the least developed area of social media, but we see a lot of emphasis on social commerce now. In fact, one of my side jobs is to sell skincare with the Rodan and Fields company, and we rely entirely on social commerce as a way to market our products. So what is social media marketing then? Well, simply put, it means to use social media to meet marketing objectives. Anytime we're doing that, we are technically using social media marketing. But an official definition is that social media marketing is the utilization of social media technologies, channels, and software to create, communicate, deliver, and exchange offers that have value for an organization's stakeholders. If you're trying to decide if something is social media marketing, then what you have to do is to ask if there is a way for participation to occur between the brand and the customer, and if that information or experience can be shared with the customer's own social media network. And if those 2 criteria exist, then we have social media marketing. How can brands use the zones of social media marketing? Well, this slide shows the 4 zones again and also shows you some of the things a brand might do within that zone. In social community, brands can build relationships with their customers. They can also promote a brand presence, acting as a type of person in the zone. And they can also conduct marketing research. In the zone of social publishing, they might blog, share branded content, buy advertising, use social media for public relations purposes, and reshare valuable information. In social entertainment, they can enable play, and they can also use a specific type of branded content called branded entertainment. And then in social commerce, they can actually buy and sell using social channels, service customers' needs, manage customers' needs, and convert prospects to transactions using the social channel. When social media first began to be used by brands, most people thought of social media as helping us to earn media, and that is certainly true. Earned media is media impressions that reach our target audience, but for which we do not pay for the impression. Instead, we earn the impression by having word-of-mouth communication or coverage in the press, getting buzz going about our particular product or brand. And so certainly that still exists, but now we actually have all 3 forms of media possible within the zones of social media marketing. Those 3 types of media are paid media, earned media, and owned media. Paid media is literally advertising. It means that we have paid for the online space for that ad, or we have paid for the brand impression to be delivered to the target audience. Earned media, as I said, is unpaid, but earned. And owned media means that it is media impressions for which we own the channel. Our brand actually owns the channel. So in the zone of social community, we can buy paid ads, which would be paid media. When people talk about our brand or share content about our brand and like us and become a brand fan, that's earned media. And the profiles that we control within social media in social community is owned media. For social publishing, we can pay for endorsements, or we can pay to have channels branded with our brand. We can earn media through embeds of our content, comments on our content, shares and links in search rankings. And our owned media would be corporate blogs and branded media sharing sites. For social entertainment, we can buy ads within games. For earned media, we can have in-game interactions between the brand and the players. And for owned media, we can have branded advergames. For social commerce, we can have paid media in the form of sales promotions like coupons shared or Groupons within social commerce. For earned media, we can have reviews and ratings and referrals and group buys. And for owned media, we can have social storefronts. Social storefronts would be the most integrated form of social commerce possible. Those are still rare or very simple when you find them in use, but we expect over the coming year to 2 years that social storefronts will become much more enabled. For the most part, brands are primarily using social media marketing as part of the promotional P. They're using it to communicate with prospective customers and customers, to increase brand awareness, to increase brand liking and brand equity. But technically, you could use social media marketing for any of a number of marketing objectives. So even though we primarily use it for promotional objectives, you can certainly use it for other things as well. Many companies have been successful at using social media marketing for managing service requests from customers. Others are using it for marketing research to be able to get new product design ideas. And it could even be that you're using it for, again, actual selling, actual transactions. So any marketing objective that can fit within social media is certainly possible. So this is just a quick overview of foundation material for social media marketing. Some of you will be fortunate enough to win a copy of my most recent book. I'll be picking 5 winners from the discussions that we've had over the week, and I'll be sending copies of my book to Ms. Heinen to distribute to those lucky winners. If you're interested in reading more about social media marketing and you don't receive a book, and maybe you're on a tight budget, so you don't want to purchase a book, you can also go to my website at tracytooten.com, and my first book on social media marketing is available there as a PDF that you can download. So that would be a free way for you to learn more about social media marketing. In addition, I've posted an article that I wrote about the 4 zones of social media marketing for the Global CMO magazine, and that is posted on the Ishik campus and also in our Facebook group. And of course, I look forward to continuing to discuss more about the 4 and 7 Ps that you can use as you design to value and offer, and especially more about social media marketing with you.